Hi everyone, it's Ted. I'm back. And today we'll be covering the Black Powder on Dark and Bloody Ground. This covers the wars in North America during the French and Indian Wars or the Seven Years' War, depending if you're in Europe or North America. This supplement uh, covers a plethora of North America. There is a lot in this book. So if you're just getting into it, um, I know a lot about it because I'm here here in the States. But if like European, try and get into it or another country, this cover gives you a nice, good, thick background of the period, the wars, the fighting along the frontiers and stuff, um, from the beginning all the way through. And just like any of these warriors, there's no good guys. If you look into the historical, everyone was out for themselves. The French, the English, the Native Americans. Natives trying to fight to survive, but start reading it. There's that, yeah. You can see how the hatred built up on both sides. The reprisals back and forth. It just kept building until it escalated. So we're gonna start with the French. Well, it starts off with a quick background, then it goes into the individuals. You got the French, and it covers a lot of the French regulars that fought in North America, each of the different regiments and stuff that fought. And it gives a quick painting guide for the French, so which is really nice. So if you want to do this period, you want to start with the regular French, it gives you the regiments that fought and a quick painting guide. The artillery regiments that fought, and you got the Lamar, which are the Marines that fought, which were raised in Canada. There were semi-regular forces, but they're raised up there. They knew how to fight, just like how the Indians fought. It gives a quick appearance of what they look like, and it covers a lot some of the native allies. You got militias. Then we skip through the colonies. This covers the British history, background, recruitment, organization. So these supplements do give you a lot more detail on the period, and some nice paintings, some real paintings, appearance, how to do the regulars. It breaks down the British regular regiments that fought in North America. So it gives a lot Highlanders, regulars. Then here's your painting guide for all the British regular units that fought. You got their facings, their pants, and the waistcoat. So there is some color difference in the British. It's not the uniform that came later. Yeah, they had red jackets, but the facing, even the pants were different. Some units were different colors, and the waistcoats and stuff. The Royal Artillery. Then they got the provincials, which are the colonists. This is like George Washington and a lot of his forces and stuff. So this is the local militias and the colonial regiments. Guy has, I guess, per state. Actually, I also have some reenactment pictures in there, so you can actually get a different view of it and stuff. So it breaks down every colony and what the forces were and stuff, and what they're dressed as. And here's their brief thing. What's nice about the colonists, this actually has a different colors. So if you get tired of painting British red, you can actually breaks it down to depending if you want to do New York. Their coats were brown, tan facings. Breeches were buckskin, which were pants. The waistcoat was buckskin. So this way you can add different colors to the British Army. So you don't have to have all red. You can have multicolored. Then you got the Rangers, like Rogers Rangers and stuff. Their organization and what they did during the war, their appearance. Then you got like buckskinners, using canoes and stuff like that. So gives you don't have to always be linear combat. This is North America. There wasn't very many linear combats. There was some, but not a lot. Most of it was just ambushing and fighting the woods and small clearings and stuff, or along rivers. So this gives you different flavors. And it can mix up different your unit and stuff. So this one you can actually use skirmishers and smaller battles with because it's more historical period. Let's say so this you can start off small and you can work up big, especially the plains of Abraham and stuff. The bigger battles. So more background on wars. This is covers the native tribes uh, and stuff like that of the different tribes across North America that fought Northeast and stuff. And this goes a bit more detail about skirmishing. Uh, Has more detail about it and stuff like that. So how to run skirmishers in the woods, line of sight, different kinds of movement and stuff. So it kind of changes some of the black powder stuff to make it more skirmish because your whole army is gonna be a lot of it's gonna be skirmish. Even if you're running regulars, that this is where like light infantry came into to effect for both sides. French and English developed light infantry. This is where it basically started. Was in North America in the woods. That basically guys learn how to fight in like 2-man units and stuff just to fight because you just couldn't fight normally. It gives more history behind how the woods, how to fight in the woods and the country and stuff like that. And more history. Said with this, you get a very good feeling about the wars, the French and Indian Wars. Brief history of George Washington, and if you kind of read what happened, he kind of started the war, the 7 Years' War. It kind of there's a lot of tension, but he kind of sparked it. There's a lot of gas in the room, and he lit the fuse that basically kind of started the entire thing. He said there's a lot of things to do it, but from this view, he started it. Over eager, and he decided to see how far he could push the French, and yeah, he pushed them too far. So it's very interesting. Then it goes the rest of this book is basically all scenarios. That it's like half the book is historical. You got very small amount on the rules. So most of the rules is black powder, but it does the rules that changes up for skirmish warfare and stuff like that. Then the rest of the book is all scenarios and stuff. As the order of battles, how many troops on each side. A lot of these are very small. So if you want to get in this period, it covers very. You can run very small units and stuff, so you don't need huge armies. But this is it gives a history, the what happened, and it sets it up and allows you to see how history turns out. Does it turn out historically, or do you change? And a lot of times we've done these, we've changed. Yeah, because it comes down to dice rolling. Like any game you play, it's all luck, but it does when you manage to eke out a win where historically they lost, you feel good. Is that I did it. So yeah, based all the scenarios will basically say it gives you a background of the battle, if there's any specific particular characters, the army units and stuff. But yeah, it's a very interesting period. It was no holds bar on each side, but it's like a lot of times no quarter was given from either side. It was like reprisals back and forth. So yeah, so it's very fascinating. And once you read into it more, you realize that this was as vicious as it was over in Europe. It was like the first World War because this was fought in North America, it was fought in Europe, it was fought in India, it was fought all around the world. So you consider last thing like 7 years war the First World War. And like the American Rebellion, you consider like the Second World War because it was fought everywhere, on every continent. Either there was like major battles or the skirmishes or capturing towns or harbors. So yeah, so if you want to get in this period, if you play Black Powder, this is a book. If you don't even play Black Powder, it's still a good book to read up on the individual. The author does a good job giving you the feel of the time period and stuff, and a lot of historical facts in it. So it's still a good book to get if you want to do research or any other thing, just to have your on your bookshelf and stuff. So it's a, so I would recommend this if you want to play the period. I said this covers North America, and it doesn't go outside of that. So they haven't come up with a supplement yet to cover the European version, but for North America, this is a good tome. It's a very thick book, but it does cover it good. So until later, guys, keep painting. Let's get those armies on the table.